Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's show. Tonight is the first time that Delta High School has had a choir concert since the Christmas concert in 2019. I know, it's cool, it's exciting, I'm excited. And since that time, I mean, we all know what happens. Life's been crazy, things have been feeling upside down, but these students who are getting on stage behind me have been working their tails off to get this show together for you guys tonight. It is going to be a fantastic evening full of some fun pieces, some pieces that might make you think, and some pieces that are just absolutely beautiful. Before it begins, a few points that I have to say to do all the things. One, that unlike restaurants, I do still highly encourage you, if you are in the audience, to wear your mask. I've told my kids when they are watching the show that I'm going to ask them to wear their masks when we're on stage, obviously, so you can hear us. That will not be the case. Please wait if you need to leave for any reason. Please wait to do that in between ensembles or in between songs. Obviously, they're trying to focus on me waving my hands and telling them to do stuff, so flash photography, don't do that. Other than that, keep your cell phones on silent. We will have a couple soloists. I know the temptation when we're doing things like this is to always applaud for them after they do their solo. That's great. We love that. We only ask that you wait till the end of the song to do that, because otherwise it can be a distraction to the singers moving on in the song. I am very excited. How tonight's going to work? Behind me, I have the combined ensemble of the Delta High School Women's Chorus and the Delta High School Concert Choir. We're starting off the piece this evening with a combined piece, something I think all of you will likely recognize. From their concert choir, we'll stay on stage, women's choir will go off, and then they'll switch places for women's choir's set. So we're going to take just a second to let me get them situated where I want them to be. We have not had any time to actually be on the risers and sing on this stage. So this is going to be a new experience for all of us, but give us just a second, then we'll get started. Thank you.
Change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the color on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with no
I'm gonna make a change. It's gonna feel real good. Come on.
Change.
Just lift yourself. You know you've got to stop it yourself. Make that change today. You've got to not let yourself, brother. You've got to make that change, that change. You'll love it, you'll love it, you'll love it, you'll love it.
Alrighty. Usually I save combined pieces for the end of a concert, but I feel like just the message of that song, the positivity of that song, it was just it felt like just the right way to start a concert. The group standing behind me as they cluster together is the DHS Concert Choir. There are a total of 17 students, although sadly a few of them, due to sickness and other reasons, couldn't be here tonight. It's always difficult with a group of non-auditions, with a non-audition ensemble that is this small to really build that confidence. A lot of these singers behind me, this is maybe their first time in choir. But this group has just really come such a long way since the first time I saw them at the start of August. And I really couldn't be more proud of them. This first piece is an arrangement of a traditional spiritual. It's a lot of fun. It's this group's first song that they ever did in 3-part harmony, which if you've ever been around the choir world for a while, you know that's a pretty big jump, especially for a group of this size. So please enjoy Little Wheel A-Turnin'.
Can you guys hear her okay? Is that okay? Cool. Little wheel a turning, turning,
Malala's Dream, the next piece we are going to be performing, is the story of a young girl who is dreaming of a life and future where there can be peace and love throughout the land. This isn't just any young girl, however. Malala was the youngest person to ever win a Nobel Peace Prize, and this text is a setting of an excerpt from her book. Please enjoy Malala's Dream. While this is technically our first concert of the year, it is also technically our last, unfortunately. Traditionally, the last concert of the year is an awards concert. Unlike band, if you were at the band concert before spring break, which has a number of national awards, choir doesn't have that situation. There's some developing, some I'm looking at, but we don't currently have that here at Delta. So tonight I'm going to be giving out 3 awards per ensemble. The first 2 were voted upon by the students behind me. They voted on one of their peers to receive this award. For the first award, I asked the students to decide on a student who had really stepped up to the plate this year. In a year full of craziness and ever-changing guidelines and expectations, a student who'd really stepped up to the plate and took a leadership role. In this ensemble, especially early on, we had an issue with singing out and taking that leap of faith that our voices were good and deserved to be heard. This student stepped up and really led by example and made choir a better experience through his initiative and leadership. This year's DHS Choir Leadership Award, as voted on by his classmates, goes to Ezekiel Trujillo. Thank you, buddy. Exultate Justi in Domino is a Latin text that I'm pretty certain a number of these students are quite done with. We were originally working on this piece last year for a concert that never happened because we all knew what happened then. Then COVID hit and we never got to perform it. I decided to bring it back for this concert, so some of these students have been singing this song for basically a year. That being said, it's a lot of fun and I hope you enjoy it. Exultate Justi in Domino.
Exultate Justi in Domino, et ecce collaudatio. Exultate Justi in Domino, confitemi Domino, confitemi Domino, citara in sol.
The second award I'm giving out tonight is the Most Improved Musician. This young man was fairly vocal, if I'm being honest, about the fact that he wasn't really certain about this whole choir thing when he first joined. But I think he's really come around, and I've gotten to watch him learn to bring out his voice and really grow quite a lot musically. With that said, I am proud to announce that this year's Most Improved Musician Award, as voted upon by his classmates, goes to Darius Nicholas. Little background. My first 2 years working with concert choir has really been a combination of them begging me to do pop songs and me going no. They finally won me over, but I had one condition. I said, fine, but only songs I also like. Thus, these last two songs from concert choir this evening. We've had a lot of fun working on them, and I hope you enjoy the first one, On Top of the World. The last award I'm going to give out tonight for this choir is the Director's Choice Award. I wanted to make this award to really honor students who have worked really hard all year to make choir a successful situation, but didn't necessarily fall neatly into one of those two other categories. The student who's receiving this award tonight is someone who has really helped shape not just the sound you're hearing, but the culture of the Delta High School Concert Choir. She has constantly been singing out and encouraging others to do the same all year long. Her humor and wit help put all of us at ease during stressful rehearsals, and I appreciate all that she has done and all she will continue to do for the DHS Concert Choir. Your 2021 winner of the DHS Director's Choice Award is Ashlyn Mitchell. Thinking of which, yeah, you're coming back up here. This last song we're going to do for you tonight is a piece that I remember hearing for the first time and going, wow, that's really powerful. And it came watching a movie I didn't really, in a situation where I didn't expect that. These students selected this song. I allowed the students to pick several songs. This was one of them. And it's one that I think is a lot of theirs. It's a lot of their favorite. It's one of my favorites. And it's just an all-around great song with a great message. This is Flashlight.
When tomorrow comes, I'll be on my own, feeling frightened of the things that I don't know. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes. And though the road is long, I look up to the sky, and in the dark I found lost hope that I won't fly. And I sing alone, I sing alone, I sing alone.
I got all I need when I got you and I look around me and see a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Can't stop my heart when you're shining in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. Oh.
See shadows long beneath the mountaintops. I'm not afraid when the rain won't stop. 'Cause you light the way, you light the way, you light the way.
I got all I need when I got you and I look around me and see a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Can't stop my heart when you're shining in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Light, you're my flashlight. Light, you're my flashlight. Light, you're my flashlight. Light. I got all I need when I got you and I look around me and see a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Can't stop my heart when you're shining in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. Light, you're my flashlight. Light, yeah. You're my flashlight.
And because I forgot to do it earlier, we're going to do it all at once now. Could we have another round of applause for our soloist, Ashlyn? And then on that first number you heard, we had Charisma, and then Sue, if you could raise your hand, let's give them another round of applause too. Alrighty, so give us just a brief second to switch ensembles, and then we will be right on with the second half of the show. Thank you. Alrighty, while they're getting themselves situated, I just wanted to say, if you have a very observant eye and a good memory, and have seen these girls, and have seen the women's chorus perform before, you will notice that their dresses this year are different than what they were when we performed back in 2019. I'll get to thanking everyone later, but I'm going to thank them twice because they deserve it. The admin team have been here at Delta High School, they have been so supportive. They've been incredibly supportive of the arts here at Delta High School. If you were at the band concert, you saw that they hooked band up with a ton of brand new percussion instruments. Early at the start of the year, they provided us with a new keyboard for our practice for back at the high school that we desperately needed. And now they have also given these girls new dresses as well. The old ones were nice, but we felt like it was a time for a change. They were starting to get a little old, and so we've upgraded. And in fact, that was a lot of fun. I am someone who does not have any sense of fashion, so these girls actually helped us out a lot in picking them out. It's been an awesome experience. Standing behind me is the DHS Women's Choir. These 9 girls have stuck with it all year long and have really worked hard to make some simply incredibly beautiful music for you. When we started the year, I believe women's chorus was sitting somewhere in the range of 5 or 6 girls, maybe less. I think at one point, because of schedule changes and people having to take classes, it dropped down to 3 or 4. And if you've ever had any choir experience, you know that's a scary situation to be in. I was like, I don't know what we're going to do this year. But these girls went recruiting. They got some friends. And now we're with these 9 girls who have made for a really special ensemble. I hope you enjoy the performance tonight, starting with The Seal Lullaby by Eric Whitaker. Every once in a while, as a choir director, you get a chance to do a piece off your personal bucket list. I've always wanted to direct an Erica piece, which was what you just heard, but they are notoriously difficult to learn and perform, as I'm certain these girls would agree. I don't know if you've noticed, but with 9 girls, we just did a song in 3-part harmony, meaning that we had 3 girls to each part. If you, real fast, just to illustrate. Soprano 1s, raise your hand. Soprano 2s, raise your hand. Soprano 3s, raise your hand. Altos, soprano 3s. You're basically soprano 3s. Altos, there we go. Wow, okay. If you've ever been around choral music for any length of time, you'll know just how difficult that is, on top of simply performing an already difficult piece. I am incredibly proud of them and the work they've put in, and they continue to make excellent music here at Delta. Women's Chorus also has awards. The winner of the Choir Leadership Award for Women's Chorus has been with me since my very first day teaching at Delta. During that year, I thought she was just a quiet girl who enjoyed singing. But this past year, it's been really amazing to see her step into, in a number of ways, into a role as a leader and help her classmates grow and become better musicians. She is a senior this year, which means that I am even more sad to see her go because of all the work she has put into this ensemble. But I am proud to award this year's Choir Leadership Award, as voted upon by her classmates, to Sue Pawa. All right, so let's get back to the singing. The text from this next piece is from a 15th century poem. We don't know who wrote it, it's anonymous. Although the text that you're going to hear today has very obviously been modernized to modern English to help us understand it a bit. It gives modern pop songs, I told the girls this when I was first introducing the song to them, it gives modern pop songs a run for their money when it comes to being overly dramatic about a breakup. It's sung from the perspective of a young girl who is understandably upset about having been cheated on, but her solution is to run off to the woods and live on nothing but acorns and stream water. Despite the humorous way I described it, it really is a beautiful piece, and I hope you enjoy it, all for the love of one. Alrighty. A little slow on the uptake, and suddenly all the clapping's done. The winner of this year's Most Improved Musician is a student who has really stepped up this year. She's shown a lot of growth, especially in singing out, and really showing off a beautiful voice that has lots of potential and continues to grow. I'm excited to see how she continues to improve over the course of next year as well. This Most Improved Musician Award goes to La Coupa. The next piece we're going to perform to you is a piece that I think many of you are familiar with, but Robert Gibson, the composer, has decided to set it in a way that's a little different than maybe how you learned it. Please enjoy This Little Light of Mine. The last award of the night is the Director's Choice Award for Women's Course. As I mentioned earlier, This award is meant to sort of catch students who maybe didn't fit nicely into either of those two categories, who bring something to choir that's hard to maybe measure or quantify. The thing that the winner of this award brings is a never-ending attitude of positivity. Even when she's stressed and more busy than I know I ever was in high school, she still maintains a positive attitude that really brightens a rehearsal. She's also developed into a powerhouse of a soprano this year, and I'm thrilled that she's coming back next year. The winner of this year's Director's Choice Award for Women's Course is Morgan Brenham. This penultimate song is a fun little ditty. These students behind me have worked so hard through some very, very difficult pieces. And as I was picking the music for this concert, I knew it would be a tough set, and I wanted to give them something that they could just have fun with. This definitely fit the bill, and I hope you enjoy The Boatman's Stomp. Before we get to our last song of the evening, I wanted to take a moment to say thanks to some people. The first group of people I want to thank are those who took their final year in high school and chose to spend it developing their talents vocally. If you are a 2021 senior from concert or women's choir, please come to the stage down here right now. Thank you. Could we give them a round of applause as they come up? These kids have been through a lot. All of them have had at least 2 different high school choir directors, which is not easy. They've had to keep learning through a crazy, little thing, pandemic, little thing. And have kept at choir despite all of that because they care about music and what it can do when we sing. Your dedication to choir is something I admire and commend you for. And it's something that I hope you guys keep for the rest of your life. As your teacher, it has been an absolute privilege and an honor to teach you for, and I am thrilled to see where life takes you next. When I was thinking of how to honor the seniors, I thought of awards I'd been given throughout high school and college and seen given over the years, and they all had one thing in common, or at least most of them did. They almost always ended up in some cabinet somewhere, collecting dust, maybe on a grandmother's mantelpiece somewhere. I think my award for my senior year of choir is buried in a box under my bed right now. I wanted to give the seniors something that they could look back on and remember this time. but in a more tangible way than just a nice plaque or something like that. So here's what I did. In these envelopes right here that I'm about to give to you are physical copies of all the pieces you all have heard tonight. Usually students have to return these at the end of the year. We store them, we use them again, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. But I'm giving these to the seniors. Additionally, I had their classmates go through and pick their favorite songs and write notes to these seniors in the margins of the music. I hope as you go through life, you'll take a moment to occasionally pull these out, maybe even 5, 10 years after high school's a long forgotten memory. Pull these out, think of your time here, think of the memories we made, and remember all the good times we had making music together. Thank you so much for all you have done to make the DHS choir program better. I will miss each of you so much. Let's have another round of applause for our seniors. Charisma, Ezekiel. You guys can get back to spots. Thank you. Good job. A few other people I want to thank tonight. As I already said, the admin team here at Delta High School have been absolutely incredible. I know colleagues of mine who are still just now barely starting to sing through a combination of perks of living in a small town and having an incredibly supportive admin team. Delta High School never once throughout the course of this school year stopped making music. Band kept playing, choir kept singing. We kept making art even when we were stuck in a position where all we had to do was just record it and throw it on Google Classrooms and see if anyone wanted to see it. The admin team here at DHS is a big reason why all of this is possible. I also wanted to thank Mr. Stuart Johnson, the Delta High School Director of Bands. Mr. Andrew Brewington, I didn't get a chance to thank him last year, but he is the Delta Middle School Band Director, and I can genuinely say if it wasn't for his advice and his perseverance working with me that I don't know if I could have made it through that first year of teaching, but he was an incredible mentor, and I'm very grateful for him. I also want to give a round of applause for two people real fast. Mrs. Sharon Clark on the piano and Miss and making this sound so good and making sure you all can hear it, everything, it's Mr. Dan Neal managing lights and sound over there. Thank you. Yeah, this has been an incredibly difficult time, an incredibly difficult season. And so when I was thinking about how to end this concert, it wasn't really much of a decision for me to put this song at the ending. Ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulties. Surum sum, look upward. Movere de inceps, move forward. Sine cura post omnes, leave all cares behind. As we move out of this time of COVID and into whatever the future holds, I cannot think of a better message to end our concert on. I hope you all have enjoyed tonight, and I hope you enjoy Ad Astra.
Ad astra per astra.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you would, please give one more round of applause for the students who have worked so hard tonight to make this choir concert happen. Thank you. So that's all we got for you tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope you have a great evening. And for those of you who are still in school, we're almost there. Good night. Thank you.